2 fatal crashes. However, no official certification has come from the agency, which says it's still reviewing final documents and waiting public consultation. Let's bring in Sheila Kahyaoglu, aerospace and defense analyst at Jefferies. Sheila, great to have you with us. I mean, how significant is it to see this from the European regulator?
It's one baby step forward, I'll put it. It's a pretty significant positive news for Boeing in that you have U.S. Coming towards approval. You have Europe, you have Canada lining up, and some of the Brazilian authorities. The only ones we haven't really heard from is the Chinese authorities, but we're seeing pretty positive steps. And so the reason why it's such a big deal is Boeing is holding about 450 aircraft in inventory, or about $16 billion on its balance sheet. So once the aircraft is approved, it could get off the ground.
And what timeline do you expect that to take place by?
So what we've heard from some of the airlines, Ryanair, for example, is saying that they are expecting their first aircraft in early 2021. They have about 135 MAXs on order. American Airlines stated that they'll start training in the December timeframe, and that it'll take 2 months for their 1,700 pilots to get through the remote training module. So we're expecting deliveries to start in early 2021, but at a very low level, and production even lower, because there will be a delta between production and deliveries of the aircraft. And we expect that 450 aircraft to be depleted by the end of 2023. So it'll take some time, but no doubt a positive development for Boeing and the MAX.
Well, during all of this time, as they have gotten the regulatory nod of approval here, the demand for flying, as you know, has dropped off a cliff, and it's a totally different picture than when this airline first went online. How, if at all, Sheila, does that impact the trajectory of sales and deliveries of the 737 MAX when they're able to do so?
So what we've taken into account due to demand and air traffic falling off is that the 4,000 or so orders they have on the order book for the MAX goes away by about a third, which still at our production rates gives them about 6 to 7 years of backlog. So they don't need any more new orders. It's about how the airlines could start taking the aircraft in to their fleet and how that filters through. So the reason I mentioned Europe is a positive development, it's slated to take 25% of deliveries over the next few years. China's another 20%. So that's why we're watching these regions as we see their regional approvals, because at least it offsets some of the demand and air traffic falling off. I will say that domestic air traffic is coming back much faster than international traffic, which is pretty depressed at the moment.
Do you think consumers are ready to fly on this plane again?
We've done several surveys. We do think consumers are confident. And I mean, after 18 months of a certification process, there are certain levels of comfort that this aircraft has gone through. So not worried about consumer sentiment. I think the virus is top of mind and how safe is flying with COVID at the moment versus flying on a MAX.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.